Welcome to another Simply Answers Tips and Tricks video. In this one, we're going to be covering a little bit of the new pages that came out with the new update back in October that new Mac and iOS users will be receiving for free. We're covering the Mac version here today. And this is the Apple alternative to Word, and it's free for all new device users. So there's some changes that they've done from the previous version of Pages, and I want to show you a couple of those. So here's your basic template chooser. This is not much different. They've changed some of the templates, but probably most people are just curious about where some of the things move to and how they work. So here's your basic Pages look. You kind of have some similar looking stuff up here. You can insert, page breaks, page numbers, stuff like that. You can insert tables, charts, text box shapes, media. That includes your iTunes library, iMovie library, stuff like that. Here's your tips button that can show you really what everything is in a really one easy stop shop. One thing that's a little bit different is there used to be an inspector button, and actually I'll go ahead and open up Pages 09. And here's a basic comparison of the two different user interfaces of the different pages. So right here, you see things are actually pretty similar. This has changed though, the inspector. So now it's just kind of format and setup. So this will change with whatever it is that you're selected, whether it's text, a table, a chart, anything like that. So if I enter in a table, you see now it's got all the different table properties over here in your format menu just here on the right side. If I go back to text, it'll go back to text. Same thing as if I have a chart, we'll just enter in a basic chart here, and now it has chart properties that you can change as well. So this used to be hidden in Inspector quite a bit. Now it's just right here, kind of front and center, and it will hide itself when you click on it. But depending on what you're working on and what you're editing, it will change appropriately. So this is where you'll find things, your basics in terms of also your fonts, your bolds, your colors, font size, alignment, spacing, bullets, stuff like that. It will all be just right here. Kind of same similar thing in the setup menu that's right here on the side. This is where you can really change, your printer settings, your page orientation, your sizing of the page, various section page numbers, stuff like that. So Inspector has been kind of split out, and it's actually pretty nice because it's a little bit easier to see and understand what you're looking at and what you're really utilizing with this new Pages. If I come back over here and click on Inspector, this is what you'd have before. Not bad, but at the same time, you can kind of get lost in the shuffle a little bit if you're just trying to do basic text editing, and you have your table inspector here and your graph inspector here. You don't need that information when you're typing just a basic document. With the new Pages, that will call up when you're actually working on those kind of files and those kind of elements within a document. With this, you can easily set a password for any document you make if you really want to protect it. You can export out to PDF, Word, plain text, EPUB, as well as Pages 09 files because the new Pages has gotten quite the overhaul. So if you want to downgrade it, you can just in the export file. One of the really cool new additions to the Pages, to the new Pages app, is the share file, or the share function. So you can click on this, and this right here is not totally uncommon. You can send a copy via email, messages, or AirDrop. So if I wanted to email this, I can click on it. It asks me how do I want to send it. Now keep in mind here that if you select Pages, it's going to send out as a new Pages file. If somebody tries to open it with Pages 09, which is the previous Pages, they won't be able to. So it doesn't prompt you to do that. If you want to do a Pages 09 file, you got to come up to File, Export Pages 09, save it to a file or your desktop, and then attach it to an email separately. So a couple extra steps if you want to do that. But like I said, that is not too much different. But this is. So you can share the link via Icloud. So what you can do is when you select one of these with your Icloud account, there's Pages in the cloud, I work in the cloud, that kind of stuff. So you can work on this stuff anywhere, but you can make it collaborative. So if you select this, it'll give them a link and you'll send that via email, messages, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. And when you send it to them, they can click on that link, and they don't have to have iCloud or anything like that. They can be on any device, and they'll have access to this Pages file that I'm working on from anywhere. And it can be collaborative. So if they start editing it, that will save to the cloud, and it will reflect here on the file that we're working, and vice versa. So multiple people can work on this very, very easily just by sharing the link. You can adjust, various settings. Obviously, you see that this document isn't shared, but this is a really cool addition. And at any time, you can go to iCloud.com, log in, continue working on this file, and as well as anybody that you've shared the link with. So very cool collaborative efforts there. And we'll show you a little bit more of the iWork in the cloud type stuff in another video. We're just kind of giving you a brief overview of Pages now. You can also click on stuff like right here, name the file, but you can also tag it. So if this was a work file, and I just named it, work spreadsheet, whatever the name is, you can also now tag it. So you can tag it for any one of these here. And it's really easy to organize and really easy to see within your Finder. So I can just go ahead and click orange, and now it has an orange tag. And if I go into Finder, if I scroll down and click on the orange tab, there's my file right there. Simple as that. Then of course I can tell where I want it to go, and then I can lock it down if I want it to lock down to where people can't edit it. So very, very cool. Easy to use. Now, Apple has removed some of the power features in Pages that many of the more advanced users really like to use. And the cool thing is they will be bringing most of that back. I've seen almost all of it that they'll be bringing back. Nothing major for your average person. And that will all be coming through updates in the coming months. But when you update to the new iWork, Apple has kept the previous iWork in Pages on your computer. So if you just go into, if you just do a search in Spotlight, see as I type in Pages, there's the two different versions. It just kind of consolidated the original ones in iWork 09 file in your applications. So if you just go into, a couple different ways, you go Finder, Applications, scroll down here, and see iWork 09. So here's the original iWork. So if there's features in this that you really need and like, you can still use it. It's all right here still on your computer. So that's just kind of a brief overview of Pages and kind of how it works. And obviously there's a lot more to it than this, but this should give you kind of a little bit of a feel of what you're looking at and what you're clicking on. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, reach out to us on Facebook, just facebook.com/simplymac, twitter.com/simplymacstore. Drop into any store. We'd also be happy to help you at one of our locations, answer any questions there. Hopefully this helps you out. If you have any questions asked, other than that, we'll see you next time.